bigger companies do, like Adobe, is we'll look at a region and we may actually look at it instead of as a place to roll out our products to second or third, in line. We actually might look at that and say, let's roll our product out there first. And part of the reason for that is because certain other regions have, they're a little bit smaller, so we can handle a rollout maybe faster, or perhaps it's one of those things that we want to test. And so I would encourage everyone to think about the possibility of starting with another country instead of the US when you're looking at doing a product rollout or a new business idea. We did have certain countries in Europe, for example, you could look at Benelux or you could look at the Netherlands, and you could say, I'd like to roll out there first. Then I can learn what's going on with my rollout, how well my product is working, and then roll out in some of the larger markets like Germany and France and UK and US. And so we kind of have a tier 1, tier 2 in terms of where we're likely to get most of our revenue, but sometimes we start with tier 2 smaller countries. And so I'd like to kind of make that point. As well, the economic climate in Europe is definitely still a factor. It's creating some issues for our business and as well as for everyone's business. So we're not really looking at markets that are having some sort of external shock going on. We'd rather look at markets that are potentially more stable or growing. So another example of that might be looking more towards our neighbors to the south of us, and potentially in Central America and also in South America. So those are some areas that may be less tapped into as far as regions that we would consider potentially good. There's also other places in Asia that are going really well, like Singapore, that make for good markets.
The notion of going international is near and dear to my heart, and I guess to say that there's one country or one region that you should be looking at, everyone go to China, is ridiculous. It depends on your sector, it depends on your product, it depends on your strategy. So you need to look at markets that are compatible to what you're already doing. In the tech sector, we have trends that you would follow. But if you're in the agricultural sector, there are completely different market trends that you should be following. So if anything, I say research, research, research. You may find that Uzbekistan is the best place for your product or service that you're trying to go abroad in because of the market conditions, because of the incentives, because of the legal climate, because of many other things. So research.